Tonight, it's the start of Hoosier Hysteria. Boys basketball sectionals underway as teams all across the state begin their push for a state title. We start in the 4A Penn sectional. The Kingsmen and Riley, two of the top teams in the state in 4A, facing off in the first round tonight. It was a low-scoring game for most of this one. We go to the second quarter tied at 8. Noah Applegate knocks down the 3, and the Kingsmen break the tie. They lead 11-8 in the first half. In the third quarter, Penn up 24-20, but Drew Lutz turns it over. Blake Wesley up to Gabe Johnson, who throws it down with one of his signature slams. He pulls Riley within 2. Closing seconds of the quarter now, Wildcats up 34-32. Penn swings it around to a wide-open Bo Ludwig in the corner. He sinks the tray at the buzzer. Kingsmen head to the fourth with a 1-point lead, 35-34. Bo Ludwig fired up. Fires a shot into the student section there. It was back and forth throughout the final frame, down 38-37. Drew Lutz banks it in to retake the lead for the Kingsmen, and in the end, Penn came out on top 50-48 to survive and advance.
It's huge to me. I can't really believe it's real. We worked our whole 4 years to come back and do this. Our senior year, beat Riley. It's just a great feeling.
Riley, first of all, is a great basketball team. Coach Drake's done a great job with him in his first year. We feel very fortunate to have had 2 great games with him. It could have gone either way. I thought we had a lot of key defensive rebounds that made the difference in the game at the end.
In the earlier matchup at Penn, we've got Mishawaka taking on Adams. We go to the second quarter, knotted at 13. Sam Shively cuts to the paint, gets the bucket to fall, and the Cavemen take the lead 15-13 in the second quarter. We go to the end of the half. Adams now up 4. Sidney Jeffries steals the ball away and takes it to the hoop. Adams leads 26-20. We go to the second half now. Adams rolling in this one. Quintez Columbus gets the ball in the corner, spots up and knocks it down for the corner 3. Adams rolls in this one 61-37. So taking a look at the Penn sectional now, both Adams and Penn big winners tonight. Adams moves on to play Clay, while Penn will play LaPorte. Both of those games will take place on Friday in the sectional semifinals. Now, Riley wasn't the only team that got bit by the blind draw. So too did Warsaw and Elkhart Memorial, two of the top teams in the NLC and in their sectional, facing off in the first round tonight. Sticking in 4A, we head out to Elkhart Central as Elkhart Memorial goes head-to-head with Warsaw. Very good matchup here. We pick things up in the second half. Trey Gallup fights through contact and still gets the shot to fall. Chargers, though, down 13. Later on, Nolan Groninger picks apart the Memorial defense and gets to the rack for the end one finish. Tigers up 43-34. Then the 1,000-point man, Hank Smith, drives inside, puts a little English on the shot, and it drops in. Chargers cut the deficit to 11. We go to the fourth quarter now. Warsaw is on the break. Groninger dishes it to Tyler Metzinger inside. He's going to get the easy 2 here. Tigers are moving on. Warsaw tops Memorial 65-50. So with the win, it means Warsaw will play sectional host Elkhart Central Friday night at 6 p.m. at Northside Gym. And tomorrow night, the Elkhart Central sectional continues with Concord taking on the red-hot Northridge Raiders at 6 p.m., followed by the matchup between Plymouth and Goshen. To 3A we go. It's the Holy War on the hardwood as Marion takes on St. Joe. We start this one in the first quarter. Indian sophomore sensation J.R. Konechny knocks down the jumper. That ties things up early in this ball game. Later on, Jerry Bracey protects the ball with his body and finishes with the fancy left-handed layup. Knights take the 2-point lead. And on the next St. Joe possession, the Indians feed it inside to Alex Mossy. He gets the reverse layup to go, and the Indians tie it right back up. But Marion and Jaden Ivey had the last laugh as Ivey jabs and then goes baseline and gets the bucket underneath. Ivey finished with 15 tonight as the Knights held St. Joe to just 1 second-half bucket. Marion wins 47-34. So that sets up a Marion showdown with John Glenn on Friday. The Falcons have dropped their last 6, while the Knights are currently riding an 8-game winning streak. That's a tough way to end the season for St. Joe. They had struggled early, but had since won 7 of their last 8 to close out the regular season. In the ends, though, they run into a buzzsaw in Marion, one of the best teams in the state, in 3A. Congrats to Alex Mossy, JP Raster, and Connor Radigan, the 3 seniors for St. Joe who played their final game for the Tribe tonight. Sticking in 3A, let's head to the Wawasee sectional matchup between Northwood and Fairfield. In the third quarter, Panthers with the rock, and it's Ben Vincent who fires away from deep. He knocks this one down. Northwood takes the 25-20 lead. A few minutes later, it's Bentley Miller who finds Nolan Sherrick cutting across the lane. He hits the J. However, the Falcons still trail by 7. Meanwhile, the Panthers were on the prowl as Cade Gall's pass is picked off by Trent Edwards. Edwards takes it all the way and lays it in. Northwood extends its lead, and they kept on adding to it as Jason Borkholder takes it coast to coast for the lay-in. The Panthers below 500, but they come out on top, knocking off Fairfield 53-33. So the Panthers win sets up the matchup between Northwood and Tippy Valley at 6 p.m. on Friday. Meanwhile, West Noble took down Lakeland 58-47. They'll take on sectional host Wawasee Friday night at 7:30. To our last game of the night, it was the 2A Westview sectional matchup between Prairie Heights and Bremen. In the first quarter, Ethan Hoovers kicks it out to Mike Perkins on the wing. Perkins drives inside, gets the bucket to fall, and the Panthers take a 6-point lead. Later on, Bryce Ginter drives in the paint, then dishes it out to David Sloss, who drills the 3. Lions now trail by 6. A few minutes later, Brandon Chrislieb finds Lane Batchelor cutting across. He kisses it off the glass. Prairie Heights takes the 8-point lead in this one. Later in the quarter, Perkins feeds the big fella Elijah Malone down low. He's off the mark initially, but sticks with it, gets the lay-in. Must be nice to be that tall. Prairie Heights is moving on up. They defeat Bremen 61-43. So Prairie Heights is moving on. They'll take on LaVille Friday night at 7:30. And sectional host Westview came out with a 60-47 dub over Central Noble. Westview will play Whitko in the early game on Friday at 6 o'clock. And finally, down in 1A, Argus takes down Culver Community 57-39. The Dragons will play Oregon Davis on Friday at 6:30. But the Triton sectional continues tomorrow. South Central takes on South Bend Career Academy at 6:30 p.m. And immediately following that one, we've got the sectional host Triton Trojans going head-to-head with Elkhart Christian for a chance to advance to the sectional semis.
Great time of year, isn't it, Alex?
Lots of fun.
All right. Thanks a lot.